Hello and good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to a super duper special, gonna be fun, after dark presentation of Ale vs. Guda. In the booth with me, I have the wives. That's right, we've got Guda wife and we've got Vix. The better half of the runners are in the booth with us this evening.
And yes, they actually found somebody to marry them.
Two fantastic ladies, if I do say so myself, who have indulged their husband's goofy idea.
Minute marriage, but we're here. They recruited us like 2 hours ago.
They definitely are planners.
Right? They didn't just throw this together in like a whole 2 days or so and just be like, hey, y'all want to do comms? This was totally a well thought out idea.
I see we made it into the game. I see little tiny Vix there. I see little tiny Guda wife. Oh, and now we're gone.
Yep, we're still there. We just can't see us.
There we are.
Yep.
Oh, now we're gone.
Okay, so the party they took was forced and no recruits. So the party we are rocking this entire race is a fighter double white black. Black mage is pretty good for start. That Ice 3 is going to do a lot of work. Because the harm flag is on, that harm 3 on those white mages is pretty good. So is cure 3 and ruse. It pains me a little to say anything white mage is good because I don't like them. But I mean, they can make that work.
Okay, I must admit, I've never even watched Guda do a race. Well, I've watched his face, but not his screen. This is the first time I've watched his screen, and I'm gonna assume he doesn't actually read those words, because I'm getting seizures.
It's a thing where normally, like, it does go by really fast, but when you play it, you get used to kind of just quick scanning things. So what they saw is they have pretty decent starting magic, which is good when you have 3 magic casters, but also expensive because you've got 3 magic casters and you don't start with a lot of money.
How do you make money?
You can buy money in boxes. You get money along with experience for levels every time you fight something. So they've got a decent little bit of money coming out of like this first fight and those first boxes they opened.
The angry bartender guy. Oh, he's gone.
Hey, I'm here now, guys. Sorry. Discord went kind of crazy when the race started.
They got overly excited and booted you.
Apparently. I just heard a bunch of robots and then it kicked me out. I don't know.
Oh no, they're taking over.
Apparently.
Rude timing, by the way.
So
what the heck is that? It was like an organ? What was that? Pink blobby thing.
It's called a creep. It honestly looks like a right? That or kind of like a chewed up piece of bubblegum with hair in it.
Yeah. Bubblegum
like,
I dropped on my cat's bed.
Right? I say we all have kids, so probably something we've all found in our house at some point.
It's like mystery meat, but it's mystery gum. You don't know where it came from. You're not sure if it's gum, but you're not going to find it out. Look, more gum. Look at that. 2 gums. Is that good or bad?
I mean, not terribly. They're not great experience. I mean, you could take them early. Although, I don't know what they had and why Ale's spider is having problems standing up, but it keeps dying, which is sad.
Spider?
I'm okay with spiders dying. That's fine. Sorry,
yeah,
Ale.
just gotta go. Well, they were just fighting pirates.
Okay, yeah. I didn't see.
That's
Although there are plenty. Yep, that is a pirate.
Green pirate?
Yep.
Because they're covered in seaweed? I get it.
I never thought about it that way, but now you mention it. I will probably never see them any other way. So we got a canal from them, which means we have a way out of the inner sea if we find our ship, which we don't have yet. So we do have 2 turn-ins. We have the adamant and we have the herb. So those could lead us to our boat.
You find
then
your
we
boat,
can-
you just wander aimlessly, or do you get clues?
The boat will take you to a bunch of different places where you can find incentive items, or to other locations where if you have turn-ins to make those. Right now we don't have it though. We do have a canoe which lets us travel along the river system, which is kind of helpful in these flags depending on your levels and your magic and where you want to go with them.
So they just carry the canoe on their magical backpacks around with them and like.
I mean, kind of. Like, in my head, you ever seen like some people carrying like kayaks or canoes and like they're just kind of walking like the group of them with it over their head?
No, Danny, I've never seen that actually happen in real life. Is that a thing?
I mean, I think it's a thing. I've seen people do it in pictures.
It's staged, all of it.
So, what are the ends?
I think Discord robots are
Just-
being unkind to Vix again.
Just places where they like try to buy gear and stuff, or can they get some of those items they need to
Okay.
progress the game?
Okay, I think I got most of that. So every town has a weapon shop and an armor shop. A lot of the armor sometimes you're gonna find there, at least early armor. And definitely for your mages, you can basically buy everything you want for your mages other than a ribbon, which they just got as an incentive item from one of those old dudes in the park. Weapons, the ones you'll find early on in shops are pretty good, but like the ones you're gonna want for in-game, you're gonna find somewhere else. One of those is incentivized in these flags, and these can be good depending on how it rolls. Every town also has magic. There's some spells you're really gonna want on those white mages: Fade, Heal 3, Cure 4, Life 2. Those you want. Black mages: Nuke, Temper, Fast. Quad X is pretty good in these flags. Those are ones you're really gonna want. And so far we've got Fast. Places you're gonna get key items. Sometimes it's from NPCs, like you'll get an item from, like at the beginning we took out Garland, and then we got 2 incentive items. One of those we got here recently was the herb. They just turned that in. That gave them a tail, which means they can class promote, which means they get better armor, they get better gear, and their fighter, who it will turn into a knight, will be able to learn certain magic. Other places you're gonna get key items are in dungeons. Ale is headed to... Where is Ale headed? Okay, he's headed up north to turn in his adamant. There are certain places, marsh, ice, ordeals, waterfall, some of these places. All you have to do is get through that dungeon and you will find your key item. And then sometimes it'll be just a straight your key, your loot, something you need. Or Ale, as you'll see, turned in his adamant and he got another turn in. So he'll turn that in and either get another incentive and get an incentive item. It might be another turn in, or it might be something he just flat out needs. It can be a lot to remember.
I know half those words, and I don't know how anybody remembers any of that. Good on you guys.
Exactly.
It takes some practice. I'll be honest. I still half the time forget half the things I just told you.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And in these flags, okay, so there's 3 orbs they have to light. Normally it's 4, but in these flags you only have to light 3, so you only have to defeat 3 of the bosses before going to the final dungeon. And it's any 3 that you have access to. So Ale just got the crown, and when he turned it in, he gave him the Oxio, which gives us access to Sea and Kraken, who is one of the fiends we have to defeat. So he's got access to 1, needs access, and then Volcano is kind of free as long as you can get there with canoe or floater, which they can. So he only needs access to 1 more dungeon, his key, and his loot. Guda's doing the turn-ins he just did, so he's going to be in the same position in like the next 30 seconds to a minute.
So Ale's winning?
Right now he is a little ahead, yes.
Ah, very interesting.
And I know you said the Guda wife very, very enthusiastically told Ale she was rooting for him today. So
Sure am. I root for Ale every chance I get. Even especially when there's those spider scorpion things. I don't need that in my life. Nope. Goodbye.
No.
It's like pink
What is
gorilla.
that pink ogre looking thing? Oh yeah, what is that?
Yep, that is in fact an ogre.
How
You
about
see
purple
them
gargoyle?
You see you see them a lot kind of early game. You won't see them too many other places other here in Inner Sea. And unless they rolled like a gross spell or something on them, they're usually pretty harmless.
Just big teddy bears.
I'm not sure they're that nice, but yeah, they're not gonna do much.
Like actual teddy bears. Grizzly bears.
Somebody found slab. What is slab?
Slab is a thing you have to take to Melmond, which is a different town. There is a guy there called Dr. Un. You give it to him and he translates it for you, which allows you to speak the Lefanian language. And then you can go to a different town and get the key item that they have there.
So it's like a Rosetta
I seriously
Stone?
feel like I'm
A little bit, yeah.
back in college.
Did you bring your
Uh-huh.
notebook and like your pens and your backup pens?
I know. Yes, I feel like I'm in a college class and I do not know like the subject material. I did
Right.
not read up on this.
You're like
That
in
is-
your level class that you snuck into as a freshman and you're like, oh crap.
That is
What am I gonna
100% how I felt when I started playing this because I never played the vanilla game. So jumping into the randomizer, I didn't have a fucking clue what any of this was. So I was learning it just how you guys are.
And you can't really learn
Wow.
while watching this because it's like you have 1 millisecond to read a word and then you're like, oh look, pink chewy gum. And then all of a sudden you're like, nope, pink chewy gum's gone. Now it's hot pink ogre. Like, oh, that's gone. What about these scorpion things? Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, watching like the first one, absolutely horrible it would be a horrible way to learn. However, if you watch enough, it'll start to make sense, but 100%, I needed all kinds of help figuring it out. So, shout outs to Lord Fizzlebeef, best teacher around. The only reason why I
Awesome.
can make even the tiniest bit of sense out of this game.
It's also because you're a super amazingly sweet person and I think people want to like teach you and help you out because you're very helpful yourself and now you're teaching us.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. That was very sweet. But I was sitting there thinking, like, y'all talking about like a college class. So some people know this and some don't. The way I learned that Fizzle taught me was like school. Every time I got like a seed with flags, I got like an assignment and kind of a study guide on what everything was. And then I would play the seed, I would report back, and then I got letter grades.
Oh, nice.
that.
And now you're like a TA.
Yeah.
for
I
Professor
joke about that
Fizzlebeef.
all the time. Every time he's helping somebody, and I jump in like and I help Fizzle with something, and it's like I feel like a TA. So yeah, exactly that.
So he gave you letter grades, like, oh, you got an F on
Like
that
I
one.
would send him screenshots of like how I did on the seed, like right before I go into the final dungeon. And so he would see what my gear was, my magic was, and my levels, and I would get like a letter grade on how I did on all of those, and then like an overall summary of how he thought I did. It sounds funny, but
That's
it
pretty cool.
was great. I loved it so much.
So what was
And
the
it-
worst grade?
I think the worst I ever did was a C, or maybe like a
Fine.
yeah. No, but that was like
bad.
super early on, and then we kept going through like what he had lessons planned. I had a graduation and everything. It was amazing.
That is so cute. He should like have like a whole course once a year where like people
Yeah.
can sign up and he does this. That could be his thing.
I'd sign up. I don't want to learn it, but I'd just sign up to like learn the words. Like, what the heck is this? And why are you taller than the trees? Why?
It makes no sense. It really doesn't.
What's the white stuff? Snow? Mountains? Rocks?
I think it's supposed to be like mountainous, like rocky terrain. I'm not sure. All I know is Ale tries to land airships on it often.
Does it work? Can you land your ships in the mountains? Or-
Absolutely not.
Okay. By all means, you should keep trying.
Yes, it sounds very logical.
Mhm. There's a joke about El Markin's aviation school or something like that. So every time someone's bad at like landing their airship, they just like, yeah, that's where they went to school.
He sounds like a great professor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he taught me everything I know about Discord.
Oh, well, that's
Just have
cool.
him and Fizzle start like an FFR school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really learn from him. I just, hey, husband, I need a
Do it
portion.
for me. Fix this problem. Thanks.
I have actually gotten very like computer illiterate. Instead of teaching me, he'd just be like, here, and he would fix it, and I'd be like, okay.
That's what I ask the kids. I say, do you want me to teach you or do you want me to do it for you? Because these are two different mindsets I'm about to approach here.
Oh yeah, that's a good question to ask.
Speaking of kid, if this one doesn't go to sleep soon, he's talking to his Alexa. He's asking him how to say words in Spanish.
It's funny.
Stop learning
My
Spanish.
kid's trying to learn Spanish too.
I mean, good for them, but maybe not an hour past your bedtime.
Mine has never tried to learn like Spanish or anything from Alexa. She has, however, had an argument with Alexa when Alexa wouldn't speak Wookiee. Which to me was like she kept getting frustrated, and she's 12 now. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. But she would be like, Alexa, speak like a Wookiee. And Alexa was honestly kind of hilarious. She would reply with things like, I'm sorry, I cannot comply with that request. I'm a Wookiee. And just the most ridiculous. And the more she didn't do it, the more Zoe got mad. And I laughed my ass off.
Trying to convince her that that's just not something that a robot does, when a robot can indeed do literally anything you ask it, and you're just not doing it. It's just being completely defiant. We don't have an Alexa car, but apparently that's a thing. But we don't have one. But when we're in the car, the kids ask me Alexa questions. So then I have to respond like Alexa. So I say things like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Could you please repeat it? And if I know the answer, I'll try to say the answer. And I'll make it the most convoluted, complicated answer that's ever existed, to the point where they don't care about listening anymore. Because that's what Alexa does.
We've also had a lot of fun with ours here recently, like in the middle of the night, and occasionally it'll be if a TV or something gets left on that'll do it. But the other night, just out of nowhere, Alexa just starts playing old time rock and roll at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I can't with Alexa. I can't. I just plug her in when I need her, and I unplug her the rest of the time. I don't like having another person in my house.
We
Really creeps me out.
We went from 0 to 5 in our house because we got 1, and then everybody was like fighting over the 1, and I was like, forget this, Amazon Prime Day, I'm buying, everybody gets their own, so all the bedrooms have 1, and then the kitchen has 1.
1 is enough for me. She gets confused and thinks I gave birth to her and doesn't want to listen half the time, so I'm good.
It's like ours. And then the other problem is my kid. Like, my husband taught him that, like, over a year ago, that he can request songs like Baby Shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Bad idea. And so I was like, no, we're just one time, and then Alexa has to go to sleep. Because I'm sitting in there, I would play Alexa, like I would have her play music I liked while I was cooking, and then my kid would pop his head in the kitchen and be like, Alexa, play Baby Shark. And I'm like, no, Alexa.
That would be grounds for divorce.
I was in the middle of a good playlist, you just ruined it. You know how it's interrupting people when they talk? It's interrupting my music flow when you talk to the Alexa, and she's busy with me. This is not yours. I just had this conversation today.
Yeah, that, like I said,
Also,
grounds for divorce.
Have you tried telling Alexa that you love her?
I really haven't.
Oh,
Why?
wow. You should definitely teach your children that. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend it. We have to hear the I Love You song like 15 times a day.
Is it the Barney
Oh,
song?
geez.
Is
No,
it the Barney one?
It's an original. So
Oh,
at
okay.
least, like, It's a little
wow.
catchy, but between that and It's Raining Tacos, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Rainy
damn.
tacos? Oh no.
It's raining tacos, and it's catchy. Like you dance to it, even if you hate it, you still dance. To
I'd hate it just because it'd make me hungry. Also,
the
I
gummy
just saw.
bear.
Oh, Gummy Bear song. My daughter's now 12, and when she was a good 10 years ago, that song played in my house so many damn times for a good year. I can't. Like, I've got PTSD.
it's
Like,
pretty
I hear
bad.
it comes on, I'm going to develop an eye twitch. It's bad.
Yeah.
Although I'm laughing, I just saw a comment in chat, Life Reboot, saying, my Alexa is now playing Baby Shark. Thanks, Coms. You're welcome.
Mine miraculously wasn't listening to me. I don't know how that I lucked out on that one.
I have to literally be on top of mine for it to recognize I'm saying something to it, when everyone else could be 5 rooms away in the house and yell something and it's fine. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, fuck
How
you
does that make
too,
sense? Yeah.
right?
Or like you're trying to like get it to stop doing whatever the heck it's doing, and you're like, just stop, just cancel, stop, undo, turn off. Why aren't you listening to me? Oh, I get so mad at it.
Hey, can you do a test for me? Just because I don't like ever have my Alexa out. Can you both like ask your Alexa right now, say, Alexa, play my favorite song, and then see what she plays? I just want to hear her.
It's gonna be raining tacos.
I would 100% do that, but my Alexa is 3 rooms away, and I
Yell
would have
really
to
loud,
move.
really
I
yell at
tried.
her.
I've screamed like a maniac in nothing before, just to see
Your
if I can
neighbors are
get it
gonna
to
call the
recognize me,
cops on you.
right? Like there's a psycho yelling at machinery in the house next door. Send help.
That commonplace these days. I wonder how many cop calls involve Alexa.
Oh my god, I'm sure there's been at least a few. I don't know if you guys have tried it though. Samuel L. Jackson on the Alexa is funny.
Ooh.
There's a thing you can put on there where you can ask it questions and have it answer. It's Samuel L. Jackson. That I've had a lot of fun with.
I know there's a book called Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Yes.
Because I had a coworker, and apparently he reads that book. Like, there's, like, you can, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, there's an actual a recording of him reading it that is so fucking good. I highly
I heard it's
recommend.
good.
It's basically just telling your child I love you and this and that, but go to fuck to sleep. And if I don't care, every parent you can say you haven't, I don't care, but you've all thought it just because you have.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
our kids, but sometimes they can be assholes.
Talking about the Jennifer Gardner book.
Humans are assholes,
Yeah.
so of course little humans have some assholery in them.
Right.
They have extra.
Yeah, they kind of do. And then you love them. Like, that's why we have to love them so much, because the extra amount of asshole.
So I just ran and I asked my Alexa what my favorite song was.
What'd you say? I didn't quite catch that good away.
My what? We're not allowed to say her name in this house. The kids yell at me. You have to call her the Dot. So I asked the Dot what my favorite song was, and she played a song that we have literally never played on the Dot.
Oh.
But it's the song called Narcissist. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, do you not want me to play this song? And I was like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how dare you? That is rude.
audacity.
That is hilarious.
That bitch be rude.
Like, I thought for sure it was going to be It's Raining Tacos. That is the #1 requested song in my house.
But it was so much better. That was so good.
Much better. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have zero clue what that song actually is, but just the name alone is funny.
I know. That brought me joy. I mean, because it's not true, but it's so funny because you're asking Alexa, what's my favorite song?
Right. Like,
Narcissist. That is genius. That's next level.
I'm wondering if that's like, now if somebody else in my house asks the same thing, is it going to happen? Is it going to be the same song? What if I ask a different Dot? Like going to one of the kids.
What if, like you said, like what if
Like
somebody
you're
else
straight
asked
up-
it? You need to have Guda ask when he is done, when this whole thing's over. You need to ask, and then you need to like let us know the answer somehow.
Exactly.
Update, yeah. Well, he'll be done 10 minutes before me, right?
Yeah.
That's
There you
true.
go. He can
Oh, he
ask
can
it
join
and
at the
tell us
end.
in the voice chat. afterwards.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
What are those things? Squatting monkeys.
I mean, they kind of look that way. Those are mummies.
Oh.
Well, mummies and whiz mummies. The red ones are mummies. The blue ones are whiz mummies. They tend to be a little A little more awful, have a bit more health.
They're wizard mummies.
Yes.
Isn't the whole point of mummies that they don't have a brain?
I mean, I'm assuming whiz means wizard mummies. Hell if I know.
Or
gotta
they like
pee.
whiz all over the place, like their
Right.
bladder was full of pee when they got mummified, and they just continue.
But wouldn't their
Whipping.
bladder be taken out?
I don't know. I know the brains are through the nose, right?
Right.
Do they take out all the organs?
Yeah. They
Except
have
like the
organ
skin
jars.
and
Yeah.
the private
Do
parts,
they
the
take out the eyeball?
penis.
Maybe they do take out the penis.
Well, you don't take it out; they would chop it off, unless they like invert it. I don't know what they would do.
Maybe they strip it of the insides, and it's just
Well,
like
the insides are
empty
just blood
fat.
vessels.
See, now we have something else for Guda to ask Alexa when this
I
is
have
over.
so many questions.
It's
I'm always
spongy
nervous.
tissue inside there.
I'm Googling it. What organs get mummified? No, get removed.
Oh yeah, they do go
Because I
into
know
jars.
they
You're
take
right.
some of the things, like, put in jars and, like, bury with the mummies, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
and
Yeah.
And then they fill the body cavity up with herbs and stuff like that, right? To preserve the body. Like, don't they put like
think
stuff in
so.
there?
I mean, that
they
sounds right.
stuff it. So I took
They
a
stuff it with what though?
cloth. But I took a Egyptian mythology class in college because I had nothing else to do my last semester, but I didn't want to graduate. And I learned so much, but I can't remember. Like, I was so smart back then, and now I use all my brains to outsmart toddlers. But man, I wish I could remember that. I could read hieroglyphs like pretty well. Let's see. Okay.
Wow.
So they
I took pottery.
Oh, I took guitar and photojournalism and
Wow.
like
You were really ambitious.
I just wanted to take all the weird classes that I knew I would never get a chance to take after graduation. So I had one math class left to graduate.
Where your kids get their nerdy little brains from.
Oh my
So
gosh.
cute. Yeah,
2
they
days
are.
in a row. 6-year-old comes home from school and begs me to print him multiplication worksheets. And I kid you not, I giddily screamed like a little schoolgirl. Like, yes, I'm so excited.
He is so
Let's
smart.
do this.
Like his level of reading and everything when you did the YouTube videos with him reading, I'm just like, what in the world? My kid's level is just normal, and your kid's level is like 3 years ahead.
Yeah,
I've never been
don't
super
know.
interested in stuff like that, but when she was around the same age, I want to say it was like 6, like the one thing she just absolutely had to have for her birthday was a telescope. And just wanted to learn like all things. We still have it. It was a huge one. It's still in her room now.
Yeah, well, my kid likes
I get
vacuum, guys, so booyah.
That's a win.
I mean, I can't say that was the one time, like, super whatever she was into, like, academic type things. I mean, she's plenty nerdy in other ways, but, like, I feel you otherwise on the academic things, like, not a ton of it. It's like, she does well in school, but she's kind of like me. Does well, but isn't super interested in it, so, like...
Yeah, I got 2 of those. And then one super nerd who's currently reading the book Astrophysicist for Kids in a Hurry.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, okay, we're going to read this book really slowly. And every time you don't know what one of the words is, you let me know. And he stops me at like 6-syllable words that I can't even pronounce. And I'm like, yeah, let's ask the dot. Because I don't know what that word is either. Because I am not an astrophysicist by any means. Oh, Vic's heard robots again. So she'll come right back. While her husband fights a purple dragon that looks super cool. What are those? Monsters pretending to wear goggles?
I want to say we did a race kind of like this, and they're trolls, but they look like they're having an existential crisis.
Yeah. They look like they need help.
Yep. So there were those, and then there were, I think the other one were bulls, or yeah, I think it was trolls and bulls. Maybe I think that was right. But yeah, Guda's taking on a fiend. So goddamn. All right. So that was quick. So that gives him an orb, which means he needs 2 more. Ale is about to light his first one, and then he'll need 2 more. They both still, however, need loot and key. And Ale still needs either rod or access to sky.
Yeah, it looks like Guda has more things lit up. Is that true?
He does, yes.
He is now further ahead, right?
Yes.
So, I'm not trying to offend you, Fabian, but why do we need a tracker if there's a tracker on the bottom of the screen?
He's clicking the buttons that lights all that up.
Oh, I thought that was
Yeah.
part of the game.
He's Vanna White. This is great.
Yeah. A little bit, actually. That's when you hear someone say something about somebody pushing the buttons and they're referring to the tracker. That's why. So we have like a website that the list layouts on. And then as they find items, light orbs, such like that, the tracker lights all that stuff up on the screen.
I have an answer on the penis mummy thing.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
it? What do they do?
It is a variety pack. When they studied mummies, 27.3% of penises were kept intact, and the rest were chopped off.
Well, now I want to know why would they chop some off and not other ones?
I wonder if it included venereal disease and weird things like that.
I
Or
say, wonder
maybe
if
they
it's
were
a-
old and decrepit.
Yeah, or if it's a thing like
Right now.
they chopped it off because like you did something bad. See, we got a question to our answer, but now I just have more questions.
Well, they weren't, none of them were bad. Weren't they considered gods? So they didn't do anything wrong. They weren't capable of doing wrong, I didn't think. Were they? Like,
Well, you can get mummified if you're not a god. You can get mummified if you're rich.
well, yeah, you just have to, okay, that's true. So maybe just the, like, pharaohs got to keep theirs? Maybe that was the prerequisite to keeping your penis? I don't know.
I'm gonna not be able to sleep later tonight because I have the worst insomnia, and I'm just gonna be overthinking the absolute fuck out of
Just
You're
Google
gonna
it.
be thinking
Google
of
it.
mummy penises all night.
Do a whole research
I-
project.
right.
What do they look like? What does a
mummy
mummified
penises.
penis look like? I'm just thinking it looks like a shriveled up cigar. Like,
Well,
trying to.
Probably.
I
There's
really
so much
don't want to
more.
Google it. I'm not going to Google it. I'm just not. I'd rather use my imagination. I'll be right honest, because I don't want an actual image in my brain to pull up, because that's nightmare material.
Well, turns out that they did circumcision, in case you're wondering. And that'll help your nightmare. And then
Wait, pre or like post mummification? Like they would,
it is unclear because they're studying the mummies.
but yeah, you're right. I mean but there's going to be some vascularization left where they'd be able to tell like if it was pre or post mortem that it was removed, because I'm assuming they'd be able to tell.
A model of the penis and scrotum made of resin was laid just below the true external genital organs, kept intact in an adult mummy. Oh, and they were elongated before mummification.
Oh, great. That sounds like a great job.
Right? Here, pump this penis.
Wait,
this
wait.
dead
So
penis.
we had like a pre-mummification fluffer.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't fluff it because there'd be no blood flow, so they'd literally just have to take the thing and like
They're pumper.
stretch it out.
Right.
Like maybe put a few books on it.
Shit.
Try that way.
Let it dry. Hopefully they weren't valuable books.
Or maybe they like found a way to like add fluid, like embalming fluid to the penis to make it like whatever, since there was no blood flow. I don't know.
There's so many questions.
Yeah. Was this like a full-time job? Like the people who did the embalming, like did they also do physician type stuff and healthcare type stuff back in the day, or were they like strictly for the dead, like our
Maybe the
morticians
interns.
are?
Bring me coffee and that mummy penis.
I And I wonder if the mummy penises that got chopped off got saved, or they like sold them to like other wealthy people, like as an aphrodisiac. You know,
They put them in jars.
I've
with
seen now there's
except
like
organ ones.
I've seen, and it's one of these things where I don't even remember where I saw it, but like this really expensive like face cream. It's supposed to like, I think it's like an anti-aging cream that's made
Don't
from
tell
like
me it has sparrow
from
penis.
no, it's made from foreskins. So now I'm wondering if that is where it came from.
Oh, that's really weird. Like really
How do you
weird.
collect
Considering
those?
most are from babies, like
Right.
most
That's the
circumcised.
thing. I have no
Oh, I'm really
clue.
grossed out, like majorly grossed out right now.
I mean, I guess what else do they do with them? Put them in the medical waste bucket?
I mean, yeah, in America, I only know the American system is it has to go in like the medical waste thing. It have to be, yeah, you can't save that stuff. You ask to get your body parts and you can't because it's considered medical waste.
It's no longer yours. It was removed.
Yep, it's now burning trash.
Okay,
That'd be
so
a job.
I'm looking at trackers because I'm totally paying attention to the race.
Absolutely
So-
not distracted by mummy penises
Right.
at all.
Nope, I've never been distracted by a penis before in my life.
Speaking
Not
of
a
mummy
once.
penises, did anybody collect the mummy penis yet?
Do you see it?
I mean,
I don't think anybody
I think
collected it. Where is it? Is that the R?
I think the closest thing to that on here would be the rod.
Oh,
yes,
the mummy
and
penis.
yes,
They both got the
Both
mummy
runners
penis.
have it. Yes, they do.
Well, I don't
Good.
know. What's that T doing?
That is tail. So technically, they've got rod and
Ooh, they
tail.
got tail and mummy penis.
Oh, hey, yo.
Got a lot going on there.
This is why they play this game. This makes them feel
Right?
good about themselves. Rod and tail.
Okay, so how
Even
does
better, the
Ale
rod
have...
gets you into Earth Cave, which we affectionately call from time to time Brown Town here. So
Okay,
that where
and how
Ale's
did
in?
he... Yeah, but how
that
did he get
is
the
where, in
third
fact,
orb?
where L is. Okay, so
You can skip
L
orbs?
you need 3. L and Guda both have 1. L is about to light his second, which puts him in orb lead. Guda, however, has gotten in the air and he's got his loot and his key. So all Guda needs to do now is light his second 2 orbs. L needs to get his, I think the floater. Yeah, the floater, because we needed to get our last 2 key items.
Floater?
It's what we call our airship. We get that, we attach it to our ship or our canoe or something, and then it turns into an airship.
Like hot air balloons?
Kinda.
All right.
With like a propeller, which
I think I
don't
remember that. Do all the Final Fantasies have that? Like, I think I remember that
think
from like
so.
8.
Okay, full disclosure, I may have watched some people play those before. I've never played a Final Fantasy other than this one.
Oh, really?
I
You just
think I
randomly...
just-
How'd you get into this? What? I need to hear this.
I knew someone at the time who was just randomly playing Final Fantasy 1, the original game, on Twitch. And a Fizzle jumped into their chat one night and was like, hey, have you ever played the randomizer? And they started playing it, and I kind of was watching other people play that once I knew it was a thing. Joined the Discord, lurked for about a month, found out I was there, sucked real bad at stuff for like a little while, and then Fizzle out of the blue messaged me and was like, would you like help? Yes,
Aw.
please, and thank you. And 4 years, a little over 4 years later, here we are.
So it was a nice community that pulled you in, like at
It
first. Like,
was.
especially Fizzle. He seemed to be a real champion for you playing the game.
We're just going
He
to call him the
still is.
Godfather.
I mean, he still
Godfather
is.
of
He's
FFR.
pretty, I can confirm, he's pretty goddamn fantastic. So,
Is he in here? Are you
I don't
Lisa
know.
Andy Brownie Warrington?
He was just racing, so I don't know if he's lurking in chat or not, but I sing his praises often because he deserves them. He is quite literally my favorite person and my best friend, so.
So now Ale's dressed like a queen? Was he always dressed that way?
Well,
Always.
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 Always. You don't even know.
Alright, so Ale now in the air. Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure what his sprites are. Someone in chat can probably tell me which ones he's using. I'm
He
bad
looks
at telling.
pretty.
Right? He's all fancified now.
Does that come in my size?
Right? You know
I'm
what?
sure Guda
I would
could get
be
you something.
I mean,
I would be
my size
willing to
is
bet
more
you.
than 1 centimeter tall.
So I'd be willing to bet you that there is someone somewhere who makes some of this stuff. Probably on like Etsy or something.
Guda wife, if next year, this year rather, for Halloween, you asked to be like characters from Final Fantasy 1, a Guda wife would be all over that. Like your whole family. Like you just be like a whole 4
Yeah.
person.
I mean,
know,
there are 6 characters. You could each pick one.
we love our family Halloween costumes.
I know you do. You guys are so cute.
I've seen
far,
pictures. They're real cute.
They let us, like the kids just go with it. Even the 13-year-old's like, what are we doing for Halloween this year? And I was like, shut up, you secretly love it. And Guda like hates Halloween. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's like, he loves all this super nerdy geeky stuff and then hates
How
Halloween.
do you not like Halloween?
That's not even a thing.
Okay,
like-
one, it's bullshit for anyone not to like Halloween because it's a fucking great holiday. But how do you take a holiday where you could dress up for whatever goofy, nerdy superhero thing you want and not like it? I'm calling shenanigans. Your husband's crazy.
I know, he's a total nut job. Like we're like walking down the street trick-or-treating with the kids and people like physically applaud us and I was like, see, they love it. Give the people what they want. And he's just like, whatever, I just wouldn't do this if you weren't here. I was like, yeah, because I'm so much cooler than you. All right. So this year, so as the kids get older, I let them like have an opinion. When they were younger, I was like, you are wearing this. And they do because I'm stronger than them. And now I'm like, okay, what do you guys want to be for Halloween? But they're coming up with things from like Disney Junior. And I was like, no, we are not being Paw Patrol or Super
Just flat out
Kitties.
tell them.
This is
Just flat
not
out tell them.
happening.
Yeah, just flat out tell them. You were raised better than this.
Right? I had
We're gonna
higher
need you to-
expectations.
Right?
Look at that octopus queen. I like that. What's that?
That is cracking.
Don't defeat it, Guda. I like it. Let me just look at it for a little bit longer. This is the longest I've actually got to look at a creature.
So
Well,
Discord
bright
just
side.
restarted for me again, guys.
Oh, you're on like attempt 4. Your
Yeah.
perseverance is top notch.
It gets really bad. Like you guys start sounding like Henry from Black Clover for like a minute. And I get to hear your stories in super slow-mo and it's like I can't catch up on Discord, so it kicks me out and restarts the whole conversation. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Should I talk like a whale so that when you get kicked out,
That's what
it's
you
really,
sounded
really
like.
slow?
That's what Henry from Black Clover sounds like, by the way. He
Oh,
sounds like a
man.
whale.
Yeah, occasionally when Discord's gone super shitty for you, you come across a little like robotic, like with the broken, like just certain words are coming through. So when you were asking questions earlier, I was totally just trying to piece some of that together as you were asking.
You did a good job.
And then I
Yeah,
was
that was
fucking
good.
winging it with the answers, so.
Just make up whatever you think I'm saying, just pretend, add some fun, some flair, and then we're good. I'm
Gotcha.
actually Ailmarkin's AI wife, so sometimes I get a little robotic.
The bandwidth
Well,
is
in the
being
IF.
taken up. I see. I see how
Is
the
that why
prioritization
occasionally
went.
his stream stuttered?
Probably. Probably.
Just occasionally.
Man, I could use an AI wife. Can he set me up?
I know. I mean, but like I want one an actual like AI robot, not like
I need a
just
robot,
on
yeah.
Yeah, because I want it to do chores for me.
I need
Um,
100% my reason for wanting one.
Yeah, me too. Be like, we can share this wife, like whatever. Like we just
I mean, the Roomba's nice.
Yeah.
It's helpful, but you give
It's
me a
true.
full-on robot maid, we are officially in a polyamorous relationship, and she is one of us.
I think I asked for a wife every birthday and every Christmas. And I was like, can I just have a wife? Like, please. Just
Don't joke, I've
somebody.
had that conversation. Like,
Yeah.
I've joked her, and just be like, being whatsoever, and be like, I'm totally fine with you having another girlfriend as long as she cleans.
So what happens? There's this new anime out right now where like I haven't watched it yet, but it's this season. I forgot the name of it because I can't speak Japanese. Anyways, it's like some guy who watches anime and reads manga and all that stuff all the time, and then his little sister does some sort of experiment on him, so he turns into a girl. What happens if our husbands turn into girls just to do, like, just half the time they were girls, you know, but not all the time?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but like like they weren't their brain in a girl's body, like their brain turned girl too.
That's the only part I need. I just need the brain to turn girl so that they have some sort of desire to keep a house.
I was gonna say, if it was a physical manifestation instead of just, you know, mentally, that might explain what happened to the mummy penises. Turned into girls.
Could have been. It could have been their like end of life wish. Like
I finally want to feel the power of
right. I was burdened with this my whole life. I don't want it anymore. Take it away.
Exactly. They don't want it in the afterlife. They're like, I'm done. Only 23% that kept their penises? Yeah, that's all that wanted them.
The rest are like, this did me no favors. Fuck this thing. Take it away.
Upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade this while I still can.
The burden of the penis.
Also, to answer your other question, it was priests who did mummification. So I imagine, like, you know, like priests are doing the whole prayer ceremony and yada yada. But I feel like the penis pumping would probably be like the acolytes. Right?
No, I think it was the priest. I think it was the priest. I think he did that too.
Also, maybe that, yes.
While chanting different chants of penis enlargement. And that was the Viagra of the time, but it was like post-mortem Viagra.
Oh my god, in my head you said that about chanting, like whatever, and in my head I just heard Viagra, but to the theme of like the Eureka cough drops commercials. Instead of Eureka, it's like, Ricola, that's what it was. Like, Viagra.
What is that? One eyeball.
That is exactly that. That is an eye. And Ale, okay, so Ale and Guda both have all their orbs lit and they have all their key items. What they are currently doing are trying to get some extra levels before doing the final dungeon because their levels aren't great. So Ale checked a bunch of places, didn't find what he liked, so now he's here in Marsh and killing a bunch of eyes because it's pretty decent experience. Party-wide, it's pretty okay. If he were to start killing off characters and give like one person more, it'd be even better. Okay, that eye's got fire too, which isn't great, but at our levels, it's not going to kill us.
I have a question. What happens when they want like the characters dead? Like when they only play with one or two characters and they're like, no, this one's useless. They're going to kill him.
Okay, so if you want to kill one early, that's pretty easy to do. If you want to kill one later on, one of the easiest ways is to unequip all of its armor. And then say if you wanted one of those white mages dead, you'd flip them around, put it at the top of the party, because the higher up you are in the party, the more likely you are to get attacked by whatever you're fighting. So like if it hits you, you have more chances of that happening up at the top. So a lot of runners, if they want to kill a character, will do it that way. And then you'll see like Ale has a dead black mage, and that happened because that eye is slinging fire too, which was slowly just knocking down what their HPs were, and he wasn't healing those characters.
And black mages are weak sauce anyways in terms of
a little bit. Yeah, defense. You normally have this slow, like the lowest health growth, so even if they're the same level as another character, they're not going to have as much experience points.
They get their their like spirit and their intellect or whatever. I don't know what kind of stats they have on this game.
I would love to tell you, but fuck if I know. I know enough to basically get my way through this game, but there is so much that I'm just like, I don't know. So, and that's one of them.
Vix, you died.
Oh my gosh, you murdered me.
Everybody in the booth is officially dead, so that sucks a little.
Oh no.
But he's getting a lot of...
Zach's left. Come on, Zach.
He usually names the best character Zach.
Oh, well,
Which
isn't
is
he just a teddy bear?
Yeah,
But
he is.
But he put Zach first. Does that mean that he was going to let him die first?
No, he
No.
did that. That's his fighter. That's his melee. That's how he's getting through Topher, which is why he let everyone else die. Because that character now is getting a lot of experience. It's going to make his final dungeon dive a lot easier. It'll have a ton of HP. So it'll be able to take a hit easier and not fall over. It'll be able to, like, if it gets a spell like nuke or something casted on it, it'll get through that without dying. And it gives it more attack power just based on its levels.
What's a Topher?
Temple of Fiends Revisited. That is the last dungeon in which we're going to do. And what we have to do in that dungeon, you'll see on Guda's side, he's fighting Lich again. That's because all 4 of the Fiends in the original game, you have to refight a version of them in this final dungeon. That's worse than the original one, and then you have the final boss after that. So you have 5 fights in total in this dungeon you have to get through so you can finish.
All right.
I am not absorbing any of this. I'm going to fail the test, guys. I'm going to fail the test.
I guarantee you there will not be one.
I learned 2 things. 1, it is not bubblegum. 2, you have to refight all the bosses you fought. And then some.
I just remember about, like, mummified penises. Like, that's literally, that's what I got.
I mean, I'm never going to play
orbs.
this ever again without thinking about mummified penises every time I get a mummy fight.
You're quite welcome. What is that creature?
I got the rod!
Is that Medusa?
Kind of. That is Carrie.
Like,
Or Carrie too, because,
Blood?
I mean,
The
she
pig's
is awfully red. That would explain her color. But we fought the first one, we're fighting the second one now.
there are 2 carries? Oh,
There are.
well.
There's the
Where's
first one, and then
Leviathan?
there's...
Waiting
I
for
just heard
Leviathan.
myself.
Okay, so, Jesus the Frog in chat. She's a Merilith. 6-armed snake lady.
Oh,
What are any of the words you just said?
a Merilith.
They
A
are They are words that I read aloud that I read in chat, but fuck if I know what they mean.
You will
That's how you
Google them
learn.
later.
You read out loud what...
Yeah, 6-armed snake lady I can kind of understand. Meredith is letters that just kind of fell out of my mouth in the form of a word. Because
I thought snakes weren't
Is that
supposed to have
Greek?
arms or legs. This is baffling me.
See, Jesus,
Meryl.
you gave us an answer, but also confused us.
I want to know what country it's from.
Saying in chat that it's a D&D character, which that I did know because a lot of this game is based on D&D stuff.
Which
But even
explains why I
D&D
know
gets
nothing.
a lot of their stuff from, like, other mythology, too, right?
Yep. Hey, look at Ale trying to land somewhere he shouldn't. Good job, buddy. Staying true to character. Can't land in the bushes,
wait.
Ale.
Wait, what is Guda fighting? Isn't that the one before
That's-
the end?
That is Kraken too. He is the much bigger, unfriendlier version of the one he fought before.
Isn't the end boss here soon for him?
He has to get through Kraken 2 here, and then there's Tia 2, and then the final boss.
Oh.
And Ale is not far behind him, and I think Ale's levels, at least on that fighter, are better. So Guda could get through this. Those are bad men.
That's a lot, Batman.
And they're usually pains in the
Close.
ass.
So it could go any way right now, right? That's what I'm
If
gathering.
Guda wipes here and doesn't finish this dungeon, then Ale is in the lead.
Oh, so it's all depending on this fight right here.
Yeah, there's 2 more
And he
after
won.
this.
Oh.
Yeah, if Guda gets through the next 2, he wins. If Guda, for
Okay.
any reason, does not get through them, then Ale is in the lead. And Ale
then
is in a
Guda-
bit better position because Ale's Knight is quite a bit higher level than Guda's is.
Okay, so and if Ale wins, then it's over. But if Guda wins, there's another game.
Yeah, if Ale wins, he moves on to the round of 16, and Guda's out. If Guda wins, we go to game 3.
Well, I would like there to be a game 3 because it's always fun when these 2 race.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, me either.
Merilith is Hindu.
Hindu, okay.
Hindu mythology.
I had a feeling, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want to, like, offend anybody with my assumptions.
What is that one? A skull and a purple tornado?
That
With a
is
pimp hat.
doable. I mean,
Pimp hat.
a
Pimp
little
hat?
bit, yeah.
What's a pimp
And the
hat?
little cane. A pimp hat. You don't know what? What?
I don't know what
The
this is.
purple outfit with, like, the pimp hat and the cane and the
Oh my
swagger.
god. No, I got it now. I couldn't understand that you had the last P on that pimp.
Oh.
But I was like, Pim. And I was thinking like Pim particles, like Ant-Man.
Oh.
And I was like, why is there a skull? Okay. I got it. I got there. Yeah, like a little
I'm like,
skeleton.
really? How sheltered? You don't know a pimp hat? What?
Gosh. Compared to current 13-year-old, I was a drugs, sex, and rock and roll kind of girl. And I was like, have you guys watched that 90s show?
I need to.
I
I
have
wanted
not.
to, but I was waiting for, like, I don't know what I was waiting for. Something. Oh my gosh, Guda made it to the last dude. That's the last dude, right?
Yep, that's the last dude. Guda gets through this fight and he wins.
Look
If
at you
not,
knowing
hell-
stuff.
Right?
I remember
I
seeing
didn't
the
know
last
that.
dude quite a bit. That's the last
Yeah.
dude.
That's when you come into the room and you're like, are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, you're almost. Yes, that's exactly. I turn around. I'm like, are you almost done racing yet? Are you almost done with that race?
This guy's my favorite colors. I like this
Green
guy.
and pink.
Green and purple. Well, it's
Oh,
purple on my
purple.
screen.
Okay, yeah, it's purple.
Like a light
Yeah, there's a purple in
green
there.
and
Kind
a
of,
purple.
yeah, like a dark lavender.
A bomb.
No, not
Mint green and like a light purple, lavender and vomit green.
Okay, then
A little
no,
bit.
he's not my favorite colors. I like purple, like real purple, like
What?
like royal purple, like the most purpley purple you can think of.
Royal purple and vomit green. That's a good combo. I like that combo.
I like it.
Okay, so just quickly, Guda's doing good damage here, and he's a big cap, so he's getting hit but not taking damage. But his HP's low, so any gross spells come out, and this could be not good for Guda.
Because he has
Never
three
mind.
dead people.
Oh my gosh.
Never
It's a
mind.
nail biter.
Guda wins. Guda just
Guda
took
won!
game 2, so we are now tied.
Ew.
What?
We're now tied, so we're going to game 3, ladies.
Come on, Ale. I backed the wrong horse.
Is Guda in here now? Who's
I-
in here?
Yeah.
Hola! Yay!
There
I
it
did it.
Congrats, Guda! Congrats!
I did the thing. I
You
had such
did.
a butt pucker with chaos. Oh my
The whole
gosh.
clincher. That was close. She was explaining some stuff to us, like in toddler terms. We were kind of getting it.
We learned
Yeah.
a lot. Danny's a really good teacher, and it's not
She is.
bubblegum. Did you know
Danny
that?
is a fantastic teacher, and now both of you ladies are ready to start playing the game. We have the
Yeah.
we
I
have
know
the
guys.
Duckling Derby coming up with the Duckling Boot Camp. You
Hey.
girls can be ducklings. It'll be great.
I'm gonna keep playing my Harry Potter game.
Pretty
Sorry.
good.
That sounds like a lot more fun.
So full disclosure,
really
if
fun.
either one of you ever decide to take this up, I will 1000% play with you.
I'll support my husband and ask him if he's almost done playing yet. Like, is that race almost over? Are you almost done? I'll support him. No, I do support him. I love him, and I'm very proud of him.
Frizzle has exactly right in chat. The most resounding.
I will say this, I am one of very few girls in the Discord who play, but of a lot of the guys who do play and spend a lot of time with the whatever, I can confirm of the wives I know, all of them have pretty rad wives who are pretty cool with them doing it. So
Yes, I'm
Thanks,
glad he's playing,
ladies.
and I like the community. Thank you. This has been great. The one thing that really, like, I was considering it until you said that you just raced, and then like your
there's-
stomach was all in butterflies and you couldn't drink
that's
after the
because
race.
that's
And then I
draw
was
the
like,
line.
no,
Oh.
I can't do that.
Oh, no.
I can't do no.
My stomach wasn't in butterflies because of the race. I mean, that's pre-race anxiety for me as hell. My stomach was just being wibbly today because I'm old, and that comes with old age is stomach issues. Indigestion was a
Every
bitch
little,
today.
like one little tiny factor can change the whole body thing for a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this wine I'm drinking, that's not going to be a good choice for me tomorrow for the next 6 days. I'll pay for this, but that's okay.
Oh, but it's
6
gonna
days.
be a really good thing for me tonight. Yes, thank you, wine.
Oh, no. There is nothing I love less than when you are all, I've done something super cool and deserve your attention. Oh no, sir, you would have done better.
Guda, you're playing it wrong, buddy. You're playing it wrong. You're supposed to say,
See?
babe, you did something super cool. You are so sexy right now. That's how you're
Thanks.
supposed to do it.
My babe did do something super cool. She came here to FFR and hung out with Danny and Vix, and this was... I'm going to
Yes.
watch this whole thing back probably tomorrow, and I'm going to just love how this happened,
Yes.
because I can't even imagine the amount of shit-talking that happened throughout this entire race.
Oh, no, there really wasn't that bad.
I
No,
was
it wasn't.
nice. I was nice.
Yeah, she
you back,
was.
You back off. I was so kind. I put myself on mute like 4 times, okay? Like, I
Only-
was nice.
The only thing we shit talked was penises and Alexa, okay?
Yeah.
So take that back.
Wait a minute,
And the
Why
penis
did you
talk was
ladies...
actually fairly informative, but yeah, fuck Alexa. But
You
no,
learned a lot.
I am honestly now I'm kind of feel like I have a little more insight as to why now Gouda Wife is cheering for Ale.
So,
I just
what's...
appreciate Guda's personality more when he loses.
Because I'm grumpy?
He's no, because you're humble.
You're
Because you're not all cocky.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, I
you need to
prefer-
learn not to play the cocky card. Like you need to learn to play the well, if you are so sexy for what you did card. Like you
Pretend.
you need to get that down. I don't know
I mean,
how else
that's-
to.
That's where
Don't
this is
be-
going to end up going.
Listen.
It was just...
Husband.
I'm very
Listen,
happy
Guda.
Good job,
about...
husband.
Oh, God.
Gouda,
hello. Danny.
don't be cocky. Be a mummified.
Be a mummified
Cocky.
penis? All right.
Yeah, be a,
I will try to get into
pretend
that
you're
exact position
mummified,
tonight.
You'll
Hey,
have,
in a jar or still attached? Which
Right,
one?
I was like,
you want to
wait,
be part
wait.
of the 23% or the 77%?
Wait a minute. What?
Am I
the
doing the math right? Yeah. Okay.
23% of people have a mummified penis? What?
Yes, and the rest of them get it chopped off.
Wait.
Because they don't want it anymore. They decided they were
I
done
mean,
in death, or it was just
spoilers,
useless.
but
Like
yeah.
it just fell off. I think they fell off. Like
No,
I think they were so
it literally
decrepit.
said chopped off. Chopped was the word.
Mm.
Chopped.
I mean, we have been watching Naked and Afraid, and it's in a freezing area. So, I mean, I could imagine that
Yeah,
when it gets
they
super
give 'em
cold
the-
like that, just go, "Hasha!"
Yeah, because
But-
it gets so cold in Egypt.
Stupid man is like that. Just be like kind of poke it with a finger and it
It
falls off.
does-
Would be kind of funny.
It
but
gets cold in Egypt at night, doesn't it? In the desert, doesn't it get like freezing cold at night, and then
It
in
does
the daytime?
not get.
Can
I think it
confirm
does in
it gets
some
below
deserts.
freezing and it's bone-chilling cold in the desert. I don't know about
Bone.
Egypt.
Boner chilling cold. No, sorry.
Bone.
Boner chilling cold. Like, yeah.
It does not get doink your ding dong off cold. There's no.
Doink
flick
your ding dong.
finger.
What?
Like-
Explain.
You can't like just flick it and it'll just fall off. It does not get
Okay.
that cold.
Because it's
Yeah.
just frozen.
Egypt.
I mean, maybe not. Not for
like-
long enough, like of a period of time for it.
like
to
knocking an icicle off the side of the house.
Yeah,
it's not
but it's
that
a
cold.
ding
Right.
dong.
Like we're in Montana for that Naked and Afraid. This is not Egypt. Anyway, so we
My
learned a lot. We learned a
my
lot about
husband-
penises.
Doesn't know how to interject himself into this conversation.
So
I didn't want to ruin a
Kyle.
golden moment, so I was just letting y'all carry on.
They were golden, mostly wrapped. Yeah, it's true.
So, that was a race. GG Ale.
Yeah,
Good
GG,
job,
buddy.
both of you.
That's fun.
Yeah, we got one more now. This is kind of exactly the way we figured. You won by 4 minutes last night. I won by 4 minutes tonight. And I think the differential between the two of us is about 4 seconds in two
Yeah,
races.
That's
So-
for the course. That's pretty much our status quo. So
Right?
This is what I was hoping for. I wanted you to win, so there'd be another race.
Aw, Vex, I
you guys.
appreciate
You guys are a fun racing team.
And
I mean,
didn't.
opponents, not team. Like team opponents. You're still friendly with each other, so I can't really call you opponents.
I mean, I'm sure it's against the rules, but it'd be nice if we could go back to what we did for casual a few years ago. Like, just get a bunch of people racing the same seed, all in voice chat together, talking shit, and just broadcast that. I think that'd be a great time, but I don't think our race crew would appreciate it.
Why can't you just do that off the side and like make it?
I mean,
your
if
own
you're
thing?
if
Yeah, you
next
can't do
race
that,
for
no.
race 3,
No.
not as a group
No.
race, but I mean
Oh,
for
the
your
hammer came down.
restream, your
guys.
restreamed race if you guys
That
want
we're just
it.
coming off mute like, no, go away, no.
We
can't do
almost
it.
forgot. Okay, so guys, husbands, I let them know. Okay, they were talking about Alexa, and I let them know that we really don't have Alexa on like ever. So then I gave them a little challenge. Danny wasn't able to do the challenge because she said Alexa was like 3 rooms away, and like she didn't want to wake up her city. And then
Ladies that have
Guda
to
Wife
scream
didn't
out
do the
loud.
challenge. Guda Wife, you want to explain the challenge and how it ended up?
It's super easy. All you have to do is walk up to your dot. See, I didn't say your name. And then you say, hey, lady's name, play my favorite song. And then watch her insult you.
And we 100% need this answer more than we need to know when game 3 is. So, fellas, if you don't mind.
Well, Ale doesn't have ours isn't plugged in, but I
Alexa.
need to find
Yeah,
Guda.
okay.
What's my favorite
Guda.
song?
Guda.
Sure. Play music you like.
And ask it what song it is.
Alexa, what song is this?
Please be the same song.
This is Narcissist.
Alexa, shut up.
Quiet before we get copyrighted.
See, if we asked Alexa to do that, it would just play some random country song because Vix is the only one who listens to music on it.
No, it'd
No,
probably play Baby
no.
Shark.
No, it won't.
Oh, yeah,
Because the
it
number
probably
one
would do
song-
Baby Shark. Let's not lie.
No, the number one song in our house is "It's Raining Tacos." So I was betting money that it was "It's Raining Tacos." I would have bet
Narcissist.
my favorite
figure.
cat on this, and instead she comes out with "Narcissist," and I was like, "This has to be a pre-recorded thing." Like, no,
Right.
it's not- I've never even heard this song before.
Oh, it's because you're on my profile, so it's Narcissist for whoever uses our dots, because it's my
Oh.
profile.
You're right. It's joined to your Amazon.
Yep.
It's so
That
fitting.
makes total
It's fine.
sense.
Alexa
Okay.
got your number.
Oh,
Yeah.
now Guda Wife is just epiphany.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Now you guys have to try it.
Ah.
And
Now
then-
she thinks Alexis is like a genius, next level
Right.
genius.
Like she knew stuff I didn't know. I mean
she
that
does.
happens every day. But she told me all about lots of things today.
I mean, good information to have when the robot wife rolls around. So,
It's all I
yes,
want for
Guda Wife
Christmas.
is looking for a robot wife. She is sending
all
out
I want.
applications currently. If
I
anybody
mean-
here listening happens to be a robot who identifies as female and is looking for a new family, husband and wife, like
currently
Asexual
she has 2 robot wives in the house,
Hey,
and
they're
she's
not
trying
robot
to
wives.
get a robot wife in the yard.
Yes.
oh, okay. Oh. I was
I
about
don't
to say a
even-
vacuum cleaner. No, I didn't mean that for the yard. I meant a lawnmower.
We have an upstairs vacuum cleaner robot and a downstairs main floor vacuum cleaner robot. We don't even have one in the basement.
Yeah, we
So,
would need like
I
a
want- I want some
flying duster.
kudos. I want some
Actually,
kudos
that's-
there.
That's
What we
something
also
should
need
invent.
is a mouse murderer for our basement.
We have 2
'cause
cats. One of
yeah.
them is a mouse murderer, so
Are they?
yeah.
So then, the amount of times I smell dead mouse in our house is astonishing. I can walk in and be like, there are 1 to 3 dead mice in this
1
house.
to 3.
Let's-
oh gosh.
let's go find
I
them.
hate that smell. We had
That's
one
the worst.
stuck in the wall. We had to like one got in the wall behind the fridge one winter because they like we live next to a field where they plant random things, and one year it was corn, and when they cut the corn down, apparently a whole bunch of mice like scurried towards our property. And
Cool.
yeah, when one winter I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And it turns out a mouse was like in the wall behind the fridge, just decayed. It was so gross. It's the worst.
Yikes.
The first time I came home from South Africa, and I walked in the house, and I was like, okay, like I know I was just on the airplane for 19 hours, so I probably smell. It's probably me. I took a shower. I woke up the next day, and I was like, no,
Buddha
it's
wife, you would never smell like dead mouse. Oh,
I didn't
God.
know.
No,
Then
no.
I still thought it was me, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna wash all my laundry again, and I'm gonna take a shower again, and then it was still a thing, and I was like, Guda, there is a dead mouse in our house somewhere, and I can smell it, and he can't smell it, and I was like, it's real.
I grew up on a farm, so this is
it's
just.
real.
I'm like, it's something. It's fine.
You're like, it's just part of life.
Right?
And she's like, I'm
This
going
is
crazy. This is
Actual
terrible."
death. This is actual death smelled in our house, and I'm like, no, and nobody else can smell it. It's just me. So they all are
Just walk around with
gaslighting
like
me.
a plague mask on.
I was
until
walking.
they get rid of
I was
the mouse.
walking around with my nose in the air. I was smelling the ground. I was smelling tables. I was smelling animals. I was smelling children. And I was like, what is this horrible smell? And then eventually I found the dead mouse under the dog's crate, which was like
Oh.
3 feet from where I work.
Speaking
was like,
of
oh my
smelling
gosh.
children, I remember like I had a friend whose mom was a daycare worker, and one of the kids there, a little girl, like was smelling really bad for like a couple weeks,
Oh,
and like
no.
the parents kept bathing the kid, and like they couldn't figure out why the hell she smelled so bad, so they took her to the doctor. Guess what was wrong? Just guess.
Maggot in her armpit.
Mummified rat in her ear.
No, you already know the story.
Yeast infection.
No, yeast doesn't smell bad. It's
it
bready.
does.
What?
What?
Oh, it
Well,
does.
Okay, well, I've smelled patients with yeast, and it's usually a benign smell compared to other smells. But anyways, she had shoved a peanut into her nostril, and it was up there so far, and it's a moist, warm environment, and it was just rotting. It was just rotting in her nasal cavity, and they had to like knock her out to get it out because it was like broken apart up in there, like really high up. Oh,
So
Ladies,
Guda, you think tomorrow for game 3?
well, wives, what do you think? Guda wife, tomorrow night, good for me to do game 3 with Ale?
I gotta work Saturday and Sunday, so I can't
All the
do. Yeah, I know all the days.
you guys don't have to do any more
Okay.
comms. This is great.
Yes.
I'm glad you ladies both did this for us.
Wait, if you race
That's fun.
tomorrow, does that mean that I get to take a bath?
Yes.
Then yeah, you should definitely race tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm
let me see if they're
ready
going to do
for it.
bath comms.
Bath.
That's like death comms because the laptop.
I mean that's how she becomes a better streamer than me. Is she just goes and lays in the
dies.
bath and just no, not dies. Just goes and lays in the bath and is like, hey, I'm doing comms here, and bam, 1,000 subs. Anyways, so
I think she would have
Dark-
more than 1,000. I think she would have like 10,000.
probably.
Come on, be real.
Our great restreamer Dark Moon has indicated that he wants to go to bed.
Nighty night.
Good night. Good night. We're ending
So,
this now.
Yeah, I guess tomorrow night we can do same time, and we'll figure out some flags between now and then. And
Make sure you remember to submit it this time so I can get it on the schedule.
I'm submitting
And
it for
shout
now,
out-
Annie.
Shout out to
Thanks, Al.
Dale's best friend Val. Yeah, like hey Val, hey. Sorry, I had to do that.
Ooh, what?
Val, Valentine. He's listening.
He hasn't gone by that
hello.
name in years, but let's go for it.
Well, why does he go by Zelfel? Sorry, Zelfel?
Oh,
Is he
Zell.
Zel, I'm sorry.
Zell,
I'm
I know
sorry.
Zell. I was like, who's
Sorry.
Val?
It's making up names. That was his
Right.
imaginary best friend. His real best friend is Zell.
I didn't know that Ale had mistresses now. Ooh, spicy.
No, we already
Only
decided.
Robot wives. That's all I'm
I
saying.
can't have an au pair, so I got to go the other direction.
That's fair, that's fair.
You could have an au pair, but you know what? You'd still want a robot wife on top of it.
Yeah, probably.
Because that only helps with the children. Who's going to scrub the toilets?
And it's
Al.
only a one-time
Ooh.
fee for a robot wife, right?
Right. Buy the
Right.
robot and plug it in. Have
Yeah,
it
but
sell-
what? Sometimes you have to
plug it
insert
yourself?
liquid into her so that way she can
Sure.
function properly.
So
Nope.
she's living up to.
Okay, that
there's
sounds.
there's a now
that
she's a
sounds
proper
very
wife
sexualized.
joke in
Oh
there
my
somewhere. I'm just saying.
Have you
Pretty
seen
sure.
have you seen the
Electronics.
grease guns?
Electronic and
Shit,
liquid.
rusty.
Do not. That's not a thing.
You don't know a grease gun? Oh my gosh! All
You
right.
don't need to grease your robot.
Just do it in private.
If there are
It's fine.
moving parts and
Private.
joints, you
Do it in
absolutely
private.
100% need to grease that.
Have you
To
ever?
lubricate the joints, okay?
Yes.
Have you ever greased one of our robot vacuums?
That's not a moving thing. And
doesn't
also, we
move.
probably should
It
grease
Don't
the wheels.
ask
We
me
grease
about
the
that on
wheels.
stream, Buddha wife. Not on
We
stream.
should probably grease the wheels. You're right.
Don't touch it. Don't touch them. They're perfect the way they are. Now I just need a dishes bot, a lawn mowing bot, a weeding bot, a laundry bot.
A
That's all I
dinner
want.
bot.
Oh, a
I,
dinner bot.
I really think the biggest takeaways from this
Jetsons.
entire stream is: one, most mummies don't have penises. Two, robot wives need to be lubed up before use. There you go, folks. You've learned today.
I accept both.
And 3, there will be one more race, guys.
Yes.
Make sure you watch it
Tomorrow,
whenever it is.
I'm guessing 9:30 because they said the same time. Channel to be determined once I figure that out.
And Aile's robot sounds like it needs some lube. I think that was your chair crying.
Yep, it was.
All
I was
right.
gonna lean backwards.
All right, so
So-
we're gonna let Dark Moon go to bed. So
Good night,
with that,
Dark
we're gonna
Thank you
ask
for
runners
hosting.
final thoughts. Guda, you won, so we'll let you go first.
Oh man, I'm not used to this. Well, thank you to Dark Moon. We'll let you go to bed. Thanks, Danny and Vix and Guda Wife and Thavian Hawk for doing all the race stuff. I'm sure that it was completely fantastic. I can't wait to watch it back. Thanks everybody who's watching, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.
Elle, you're next.
Thanks to all our race crew. Thanks for the wives for hanging out and entertaining everybody for the past hour and 20 plus ish minutes. Sure it'll be a riot to watch back and immortalize and enshrine forever. Past that, looking forward to Game 3 against Guda. He's always a tough opponent. We approach things similarly, so you always have that timer going whenever I'm racing him. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, Guda's probably in Volcano. Okay, Guda's probably in the air. So you always have that kind of self-pacing metric. So I'm sure we'll see if we can spice tomorrow up a little bit.
It's almost like we've raced each other for 3 years.
All right, Guda Wife and Vix. Any final thoughts?
You
I gotta
done good.
pee.
I just peed. I peed while I was like, Guda's gonna talk for a while. I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, smart.
You done good, kids. You done good. Danny, you're an angel and a saint.
Yeah, you are. I agree.
Guda and Elle, I've always liked y'all, but I might like your wives more now. I'm just saying.
Because
feel
you
the
want
same
some wives, right?
Generally,
You want some
the
wives.
consensus.
No,
We might
like,
all get married. All the three of us might get married.
I hear Oregon has good communes.
I mean, you can find one at a decent price in this economy. I'm all for it. I have every desire in the world to move from where I currently am, and I'm east or west coast already. So I mean, possible. But no, this was a lot of fun. GG's the Guda. Gail, you did a good job too. Both you guys, it'll be interesting to see how Game 3 goes, because I'll be honest, I don't have a fucking clue who's gonna win it. So looking forward to that. Good way fix this was a lot of fun, and takes a lot of something to jump in a race. Words, I swear, they're there somewhere. But to jump in and do comms on a thing you really don't know much about, and to have fun, and this was a lot of fun. So it was my pleasure to be asked and to sign up to do this, and I had a lot of fun with you guys. So thanks to you, thanks to Thavian for doing tracking, Dark Moon for risking his Twitch channel to let us say whatever the fuck we wanted on it, and thanks everyone who watched. Again, Game 3 tomorrow night, 9:30. Looking at the schedule, will likely be on the FFR channel, along with 4 other races we have tomorrow, so should be fun times. And with that, I'm going to we're gonna let Dark Moon go to bed because he's a sleepy boy, and just say good night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for more FFR everywhere, because it's a busy day. Good night, everyone.
Bye.